Welcome to the call, everyone. My name is Oliver Grimbly. I'm a Ruby director in Jeunesse. We have a call tonight where I'm going to be explaining a 90-day run. We have people on from all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And, you know, the 90-day run is really important. Every single person in this industry, doesn't matter what company you're in, that does anything significant, you know, has done a 90-day run, if not 2 or 3. You know, you can literally change your entire life with one 90-day run. You know, I think you might have seen that slide before. Entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can live the rest, you know, of your life like most people can't. You know, and the beautiful thing about a 90-day run is you don't even have to work a few years. It's literally 3 months, you know. And a lot of you on this call might be saying, 3 months, it's a long time. Let me ask you a question. If you sacrifice 90 days of your life for the rest of your life for freedom, would it be worth it? Because that's exactly what I did. My first 90-day run, I recruited every top earner in my team. I've been in Jeunesse for 3 years, but guess what? 80% of my income came from my first 90-day run. Mpo, Liesel, right? All during my first 90-day run, right? All of them. Nasli, Jason, so all the Sapphires, everyone in my business that's a leader, every single person came in my first 90-day run. And the reason is because when you decide to run, your energy changes and you literally attract the right people, events, and circumstances, right? So a 90-day run is all about getting committed, making a decision to run and just do it, right? It's not going to be the easiest thing, but if it was easy, everyone would do it. Right? So there's going to be 2 groups of people here. I want you guys to just clearly understand this. There's group A who's, you know, they're happy to do a little bit and earn a little bit. And then there's group B who a little bit's not enough. You want to make 6 figures a month plus. You want to become a millionaire out of this industry. You want to change your life. Those are the people who are going to really, really run. That's who this presentation is tailored towards. However, having said that, if you're not somebody who wants to be a diamond or a ruby or an emerald, right, but you just want an extra 10, 20, 30,000 rand a month, right, you can easily achieve that even working an hour, 2 hours a day if you do the right income producing activities, which I'm going to talk about today. Just see my computer's going a little bit flat here. Okay. You got a second. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go over the slides. And then I'm going to play a video for you at the end, okay? So, guys, the first thing I want to talk about is Singapore Expo. Now, I want everyone to just write this down for me. Please write this down. Leaders, specifically million-dollar earners, are all born at destination events. Just write that down. In other words, every single top earner in your team is going to develop or become a leader, make the decision to really run with this at an event like this. If you don't have people at the destination event, you're probably not a big earner. So any million-dollar earner in this business will tell you, if I look at how many people you have at a destination event, I can tell your income. If somebody's got 3, another guy's got 10, you know the guy with 10 leaders at that event is earning 3 times the amount of the guy with 3. That simple. It's literally a formula for success. How many people you can get to Singapore this year at the end of the year is going to be equal to your income next year. Your business will literally double, triple, if not quadruple, if you just take your key leaders to this event. Just want you guys to understand the power of destination events. They are absolutely huge. There's one after this in Vegas called GoPro. I usually go with some of my key leaders. I've been before. And not one individual on the stage isn't a million-dollar earner, okay? That's in Las Vegas at the end of the year. You can Google GoPro Recruiting Mastery. So those are the 2 biggest events in the world. One is our biggest corporate event, and then there's GoPro, which is massive, right? So put this on your vision board. Go onto Google, take pictures of Singapore, write down affirmations. I will be in Singapore in 2019. Start creating the vision now. Because if you go to this event, Paula will tell you it puts you 6 months ahead in your business. And let me tell you, if you haven't been to Singapore, It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world, right? That's a ship on top of those buildings with a massive pool overlooking the whole city, right? You can swim in that pool. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's the only fully man-made city in the world. It's stunning. I've been there about 5 times. It's absolutely beautiful. So you can win this entire trip, right? I want you to just listen to what I said. Flights, hotels, accommodation, and tickets. You can win the entire thing if you run. Jared's going to be releasing the promotion soon, I believe, at the events with Lyndon on the 7th, the 31st in Cape Town. If you run, right, and you do a 90-day run, you should win this whole thing. But whether you win it or not, you want to be there, right? If you have to pay to get there and you can afford it, get there, because this type of event will change your life, right? Okay, so now where do you see how you qualify for this? Well, as soon as the promo has been released, which should be shortly, you go on reports in your back office, you click on distributor reports, and you see down here, over here, it was Vancouver, APAC, lifestyle rewards, right? That won't be Vancouver anymore. This is an old slide. It'll say Singapore Expo 10, and you'll be able to track how many points you have towards winning the trip to Singapore. Now, let me tell you, getting people in on ambassador packs is going to be the easiest way for you to win the trip, because an ambassador pack gives you more points than a basic pack, etc. And really, ambassador packs, guys, are the way forward if you're recruiting people into the business. The way I tell people to enroll on ambassador pack is I say this is how I position it. I say, what would you pay to start your own business? Oh, well, R1 million, 2 million. If I bought a franchise, 5 million. Imagine you could start a business all in for 17,000 Rand. Don't you think that's cheap? Yes, that's ridiculously cheap. Let's get you started. But if you come in there and you say, oh, Jeunesse is only 3,500 Rand to join, guess what, guys? You're making it sound cheap. I always position it like it's a diamond. It's a diamond business. I want to attract people that are coming in on ambassador packs. If people come in on a basic pack, that's fine. But I can tell you, if somebody's in a position financially to come in on an ambassador pack, that probably means that they've already achieved some level of success in whatever it is they've been doing before Jeunesse, and they're more likely to achieve success in the business, right? So recruit up. Look for people that are earning what you're earning and more, not less than you, right? So if you're a 7 out of 10 on an influence scale, you should be looking for 7s, 8s, and 9s. If you recruit people that are students, that have no influence, you can't expect them to bring in entrepreneurs, to bring in hustlers. It's just not going to happen. You have to look for quality, because quality attracts quality. Does that make sense? Right? So tell yourself this year that I'm going to be recruiting people that can buy ambassador packs. Write down an affirmation. Everyone that joins my business joins on ambassador packs. Think it, it will become reality, right? You got to start thinking bigger. Everyone's living in a little box, right? If you start thinking big, big things will start to happen, right? So if you look here, this is usually the qualification criteria for the trip, right? So if you get 50 to 100 points, you win a ticket to the event in Singapore. You get 100 to 200, you get 2 tickets to the event in Singapore. But listen, none of you should even be thinking about those first few levels. Minimum, I want you to look at the 500 to 600 points. That's what you need, minimum. That's a ticket, that's your hotel covered, and $1,000 airfare voucher, right? Now, if an ambassador pack is 25 points, right? 4 ambassadors is 100. That's only 16 ambassador packs. Guys, you've got months to qualify for this. They're going to let us qualify until the end of, I think, August. End of July, August. So you're going to have about 4 months, which is 4, 8, 12, 16 weeks. So if you just get 1 ambassador pack a week, you will win this trip. 1 a week. So break it down. What do you have to do to recruit 1 person a week? And that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the numbers. You have to speak to a certain amount of people on a weekly basis in order to guarantee yourself to enroll 1 a week. And I'm going to show you how that works, okay? Now, I just want to also mention, on top of winning the trip to Singapore, the whole of February, guys, we've still got the whole of Jan, right, which is another week, plus the whole of Feb to put money in your pockets. Now, every time there's money on the table, you want to take it. When I joined Jeunesse, the first month I won the Sapphire Elite, Sapphire bonus was $6,000. When I hit Ruby, I won $10,000. I've won $16,000 just in prize money in this business. That's 200,000 Rand that I've won just because there was a promo. Now, if there's a promo on and you don't win the money, guys, it's absolute, it's there, it's on the table for you. Why run when there's no promo? You can get an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 by the end of Feb if you decide to run now, right? 5 weeks is a lot of time. You guys can all at least win the Jade bonus, which is just 8 people in your business, right? Or 4 executives. Pearl is $1,000, and if you go Sapphire, right, it's 4,000 US dollars. Talking about 60K in your bank account, right, in the next 6 weeks, right? So make sure you're familiar with what you need to do. Again, you can go to reports, distributor reports, Elite Express, and you can see how you're doing, right, to qualify for this promotion, right? Now, this is what I really like to go into the mindset. You know, if you're going to do a 90-day run, right, I like to liken it to going into war. Would you go into war without armor? You'll get killed, right? You got no chance. So the best teacher is experience. The best teacher is experience, right? You got to fail forward. 1 to 3 90-day runs is what will get you to diamond. If you do 1 90-day run, you guaranteed going Sapphire. If you do it properly, minimum should be hitting Sapphire to Sapphire Elite with the 90-day run. 2 90-day runs, you're going to go Ruby. I've only done 2, and I'm a Ruby director going on Emerald. 3 90-day runs, you're going diamond. The average diamond's done between 1 and 3 90-day runs that I've spoken to. The ones that haven't done a 90-day run, they're no ones. They're just Sapphires, Jades, Pearls. They're earning a little income. It's a side income. It's not a full-time income. Again, like I said, some of you have big goals. Some of you have small goals. That's your own personal decision. But I can tell you this. You should have 30 to 40 people frontline in your business. That means you personally sponsored 30 to 40 people into your team before you can even think about having a business. Minimum. How many people have you personally enrolled? I'm not talking about I've enrolled someone who's enrolled somebody who's enrolled someone. That's the one line. You have 40 different people in your network. Minimum 40, 30 to 40 people. Then you can only expect to start to see a serious type of income coming out of your business, right? And I'm going to explain why with the numbers. Now, this book, Go Pro, is the book that I live by. It's the Bible of network marketing, okay? Paula Pritchard actually wrote the content, no comment, but Eric's a great promoter. But chapter 5 in this, the invitation process needs to be mastered, okay? And I'm very straight with people. If you do not know it verbatim, where you can literally recite it in your sleep, you cannot do a 90-day run. I'm just going to be very upfront with every person on this call. You cannot build this business if you do not master chapter 5. Absolutely master. You need to be able to not have that book, and you need to be able to literally write everything in that chapter. I'm just telling you as it is what you need to be able to do if you're going to recruit 30 to 40 people. Because if you don't master the invitation, how do you expect to invite people to understand your opportunity? It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. This is like your education to become a network marketer. Imagine going into a surgery and trying to perform a heart surgery and you never went to medical school. I don't want to be that patient. Do you? Would you like that doctor to walk in? Doctor to walk in? Exactly. But how many of you are amateur networkers? How many of you have actually made the decision to go pro and educate yourself? How many on this call? Because the ones that have are the ones that are going to be making money. You can't join Jeunesse and just expect to make money. It's like me going into a hospital and just expecting to perform a heart surgery. This is a profession, ladies and gentlemen. If you treat it like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a profession, it will pay you like a profession. The beautiful thing is you don't have to go to medical school for 10 years. You have to read one book 5 times and master the content. That's it. Maybe 10 hours, right? Read it once, read it again, highlight it, read it again, highlight it, read it again, write it out on paper, write the script, highlight it, read it again, then you know the content. You don't know anything till you've read it at least 5 times, right? A lot of studies have shown the average person who reads a book, they don't even know anything, right? When you read it 5 times, then you actually own the information. 5 times. How many of you on this call have read GoPro 5 times? Front to back. Put it in the comments for me. I'd like to see. 5 times front to back. Is there anyone? Don't think so. So everyone's got homework to do, right? This is all you need to master, guys. Think about it. The price of your education is simply a small book and you have to read it 5 times. That's it. That's the price. If you're not willing to pay that price, you can't expect to go pro, right? So you need to master this information. Now, we also got a blueprint for success. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see my video, right? This needs to be printed, right? I've got them. I sell them for 50 Rand. If you're too lazy to print your own one, just to call me. I'll get you one, right? And in here, tells you your upline support, gives you a strategy, everything that you need created by $1 million earners, Paula and Kathy. Okay, so you need to go through this and go pro. Those are pretty much the 2 tools that you need to build this business. Other than that, make sure you're on a WhatsApp group. Make sure you're on the Facebook GPG Advantage page, GPG Live, okay, and GPG Team Inspire. There's 3 key Facebook pages. And then Jeunesse Team Africa is the corporate Facebook page with all the events. If you're not plugged in, how can you expect to know what's going on? You need to know when there's events, product launches, all of that stuff. So you need to be plugged in. If you don't have the links to the Facebook groups, message me. I'll send you the links to join them. Okay, now here's the other thing. Events. Guys, the average diamond has attended almost every single event that they have. If you're not at an event, you're not serious about the business. It's really that simple, right? Events are an absolute must. If there's an event, you're there, end of story, if you want to go diamond. If you don't want to go diamond, not so important. But think about this. Events are the most important place for you to be, to build your business. If you're not there, how can you expect your team to be there? Let that sit with you for a second. If you don't show up at an event, how can you tell people in your team to go to events? Makes sense? So I'm at every single event. The only reason I wouldn't be at an event is if I'm at another event. That's it. Because I can't expect my team to be there if I'm not there, right? So every single event there is, the ones with Linden, I'm going to be at the one in Cape Town. I'm going to be at the one in Joburg, right? Going to have to be traveling. I'm going to be at both trainings in Cape Town and Joburg. That's just what a leader has to do. You show up, right? 50% of success is just showing up. So whenever there's an event, guys, be there. And a tour with Linden that's coming up is going to be a huge opportunity to build your business, right? In the next, week that's coming up, 2 weeks towards Linden's tour, the work you do is tenfold. Because anyone you put in front of Linden is joining your business. Anyone. You put 10 people in front of Linden, I guarantee you, if they have money, they're in your team. They are in your team. Linden is a 8-figure US dollar earner. 8-figure. He makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Not 1, not 2, not 3, north of that. Every single month. He's maxed out his cycle commissions for years. Every Monday morning, $26,250 comes into his account. Maxes out the cycles. His matching bonus is more than double that. A lot more than double that. But imagine knowing that every Wednesday, that's what happens when you hit diamond, right? And he's mastered it. He's the 6th highest earner in the world in the company and top 20 in the industry, right? So the guy is an absolute master. So if you want to learn from the best, make sure you're there, and hopefully you can get 5, 6, 7 people there with you that have already joined, that all invite people as well. Don't wait for the event and just invite guests. Get people in as distributors now so that they can invite guests as well. Then you compound your efforts. Does that make sense? Then you've got a team of 20, 30 people in the room instead of just you and 4 or 5 guests. So the time leading up to Linden's event is way more crucial than the actual event. Hope that makes sense, right? And now when you when you join this business, make sure, or when you enroll someone, make sure you set up a meeting to help them go executive within the first 48 hours, right? You want to do at least 2 events for someone within the first 10 days that they join the business. So if somebody joins the business, I'm going to say to them in the next week and a half, give me 2 dates where I can come to your house and do a presentation. You go, you show the plan for them. It could be at a restaurant. It could be at their house. It could be anywhere. They need to just invite people. You come do the presentation, help them go executive. Then you just duplicate that process. You say to them, cool, you've enrolled these people. Let's do an event now for your 2 people. Let's get them executive. And then you teach them to do the same for their team. It's duplication. Guys, home events are what you need to do. Write this down. Quantity over quality. Quantity over quality. The event doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need a 5-star hotel. It doesn't need to look amazing. You don't need to spend money on food and wine and platters. Have water, tell people come to the house. I'm showing you a business opportunity that could change your life. You told me you wanted to earn extra income. You told me you wanted to buy that car. You told me you wanted to travel to Hawaii. I think I found a way. Are you willing to come look at a 20, 30-minute presentation? Yes or no? I don't have time. I'm really busy. I'm inviting people. Yes or no? Posture. Posture. This is what GoPro will teach you. We're not in the convincing business. We don't have to ask people to join this. They would be privileged to have an opportunity to align themselves with a company like this. And more importantly, with a team like ours. Be proud and have posture. Write that down. Posture is key, and that will come if you study GoPro, right? Now, this is also very powerful training, right? Anyone who gets started, I tell them to go onto YouTube and watch Aaron's Getting Started training. Absolutely brilliant. He's a diamond in the business. Go watch those if you haven't as well. And if people join the team, I get them to do that as well. Okay, if you want to learn about a 90-day run from guys that have done it, go watch these videos. Write down these quickly or take a picture of this slide. You will really invest your time well if you go and watch these videos, right? Calvin Becerra, double diamond. Danien Feier, only 30, diamond. Over $200,000 a month in income. These are guys that are killing it in the industry and the business, okay? All do 90-day runs. Guys, momentum solves 80% of your problems, right? Too many people are thinking about what they need to be doing, trying to strategize, you know, what should I do? How do I do this? Trying to read this. Once you've read the GoPro book, once you've mastered that, that's your armor. Now you need to just speak to people. The more people you speak to, the more money you're going to make. Simple. It's a numbers game. Numbers, 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 numbers. And I'm going to go into numbers and show you how a 90-day run works, okay? Now, it's all about networking. But remember, every person knows 200 plus people. Every person. So you can't say, I've run out of people to speak to. Because if you just have 10 people, that means you've got access to 2,000 people. Because every person knows 200 people. So 10 people times 200 is 2,000 people. You know, the average person has got hundreds of people on their phone. I've got 7,000 contacts on my phone. 7,000, right? Most people have 1,000 contacts on their phone plus, right? You can download an app and you can actually export all your contacts into an Excel spreadsheet. That's what I would really recommend doing, guys, if you're going to do a 90-day run. That way, at least you've got your list in front of you in Excel, right? So just go on to Google, type, here's the app, Contacts to XLS. Let me show you guys the app. You can just check the screen, okay? Just going to show you the app. So I use this app. Let me see if I can. Contacts to XLS. Can you guys see it? Contacts to XLS. So just write that down. Contacts to the number XLS. That will take all your contacts from your phone and put them into an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, then add into that spreadsheet business cards, friends of friends. Download the memory jogger off the GPG Advantage Facebook page under files. Memory jogger, write that down. You need to print the memory jogger and use that to create your list, right? The bigger your list, the easier it is for you to do a 90-day run. The smaller your list, the harder it's going to be. If you've got 1,000 people, you've got more chance of getting people into your business than somebody who's only got 200. The more people you have to speak to, the better. I'm going to show you how you do this, right? Now I'm going to show you if you had a list of 300. Let's say you had 300 people on your list. Guys, remember, that's name and number. No emails, no texting. The only thing you're doing in a 90-day run is picking up the phone or meeting face-to-face. Write that down. You're not texting someone, hey, can I send you something? Are you interested? You pick up the phone. If you're scared of picking up the phone, you can't build this business with momentum. You have to pick up the phone, right? And if you say, I don't have airtime, you can't build this business. You need airtime. Go to Saltz, Telcom, you can get unlimited plan for like 800 Rand a month, right? Unlimited calls. You need to be on the phone every day. If you can't be on the phone every day, you can't build a business, guys. You know, WhatsApp, you can call people for free. My advice, don't call with WhatsApp calls. Phone them with a proper phone call. Because the people that get WhatsApp calls, they don't answer the phone as much as they answer real phone calls. I'm just telling you, I know the stats. You've got more than double the chance of people answering if you phone them directly than if you WhatsApp call them. So I don't WhatsApp call anyone. I pick up the phone and phone them, right? So the next step is to create your list. Put everyone into your list. This is just how I do it. Very basic. First name, last name, right? And then you can put in their phone number over there, their email if you want. Most important thing, again, is the phone number. Don't care too much about emails. We're in the 21st century. No one reads their emails. Okay, pick up the phone. Okay, now here's the memory jogger. The memory jogger will jog your memory. It will help you to you know, think about who you know, right? Who do you know that's obviously, you know, in your family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. Now you go down, listers you already have, your current address book, your email address, your cell phone contacts, holiday cards, wedding invite. Do you see what I mean? People you know through golf, tennis, you know, people that you know through sculpting, karate, who are my architects, who's my taxi drivers, I don't know. You know what I mean? You go here and it stimulates your memory. You got to first create the list before you can do the 90-day run. You can't just think, oh, today, who am I going to call? That's what a lot of guys do. That's not pro. Pros, they have a list. Then they call. And then they hit the numbers. I'm going to show how this works. Now, the most powerful people are going to be entrepreneurs and business owners. Hands down. Anyone you know who's an entrepreneur, owns their own business, that's an A. You know, A's are the best, B's are average, C's are the worst. Your A's are going to be entrepreneurs and business owners. Other network marketers. Who do you know in Herbalife? Who do you know in World Ventures? Who do you know in Amway? Who do you know in New Skin? You know, all of these other network marketing companies, get all of their phone numbers, right? Professionals, anyone who's a professional, right? Health and wellness, people who are in health and wellness. Why we're in health and wellness. Makes sense, right? Teachers. Paula Pritchard used to be a college professor before she came into Jeunesse. She's a diamond. She used to teach at a university. So teachers are brilliant. Coaches and trainers. Those are the key personality types for this business. But the thing is, don't judge. Put every single person on the list. Then you sort it. How do you sort it? There's a game plan, right? It's in your back office. If you go to reports, distributor files, download the game plan, right? It'll teach you how to sort a list, right? And what this is it's called brain dumping. All these numbers are off your list on paper now. Now you don't have to worry about thinking about who do I know, who do I know, who do I have to call. It's all there. Makes sense, guys? Okay, now I'm going to show you how numbers work, right? The secret, and just write this down, is to stay emotionally detached. Write that down. Emotionally detached. Whether someone says yes or no, do not get excited if they say yes. Do not get sad if they say no. A yes and a no is equal. Write that down. Yes and no is equal. That's very, very important to understand during a 90-day run. You don't care whether they say yes or no. You just care about contacting them and following the process. If they say yes, great, they're in, you stay emotionally neutral. If they say no, emotionally neutral, right? Now, the phone is going to have the highest conversion rate. What I mean by that is if you speak to people on the phone, you have a higher percentage chance of getting them into your business than you do texting them. Texting them, you'll have to text 1,000 people to get one in your business. Phoning, speak to 10, you're going to get one in your business. Much better odds. For every 10 people you speak to, you should be getting in one person in your team. If you phone and you actually have a conversation, right? Instant connection. When you phone, You have a connection with someone. They're hearing your voice. It's the closest thing to meeting someone face to face. Second best thing. But why I like it more during a 90-day run, you can phone 30 people in an hour. How many people can you physically meet in an hour? 1, maybe 2. Plus the time it takes to drive to the meeting and then the drive home. You've wasted 3 hours of your day. You sat in traffic while I've sat at home and I've phoned 90 people in 3 hours. Who do you think is going to have a better chance of getting someone into their business? The guy who spoke to 90 or the guy who spoke to 1 or 2? Do you see why I love the phone? You cannot build a big organization without this. This is the secret to your success. Every single day, you need to be hitting this phone, okay? And if you speak to 300 people in a month, right? Think about how many people you're going to sign up in a month. 300. If only 10% join, you would have 30 people in your team, which is your goal. Write down over there your goal. My goal is to recruit 30 plus people in 90 days. If you don't have 30 people in your business in 90 days, you've done this wrong. 30 new people. I promise you, if you get 30 people in your business in 90 days, you're going to be earning a good income. You're going to be on your way to financial freedom. That's all you have to do. Get 30 people in your team, front line, and watch what happens. The rest is, magic starts to happen, okay? Write this down. The average diamond has only 80 people in their business. That's it, 80. So if you get 80 people in your team, front line, you got what a diamond business has got. 80 people. Now you know the numbers. Now you know what you need. Okay, so your goal needs to be 30 to 40 people in the next 90 days. So if I'm going to speak to 300 people in a month, how many do I need to speak to a day? 300 divided by 30. Right? It's only 10 a day. That's it. 10 people a day. Now, if each call is 3 minutes, that's 30 minutes a day. Let's call it an hour because you're going to be sending an email in between a call, you know, with the information and scheduling a follow-up call. So if you have 1 hour a day, you can do 300 people in a month. If you have a list, you need a list of 300. If you don't have the list, you can't do it. And if you don't have an hour a day, you can't do it. Those are the 2 things you have to commit. 30 minutes to an hour, depending how efficient you are and how fast you are on the phone. Now, I say, why go for the minimum? If you've got 2 hours a day, make that 600. Because now you're doubling your odds. This is like gambling. Doesn't make sense. If you speak to 600, you're pretty much guaranteed now, right, to get at least 20 to 30 in your team probably. Whereas if you speak to 300, right, you can get them, but you got a lot higher chances now. Probability keeps going up with the more numbers. Does that make sense? It's all a numbers game, guys. It's all probability. It's all ratios. The secret number, if you want to write this down, is 1,000. That's the secret number I found. If you do 1,000, guys, guess what? You only got to speak to 30 people a day. 30 people a day. If you do an hour in the morning, an hour at night, 30 people a day, done. 2 hours a day. Now, that's the minimum. I spend 8 to 16 hours a day during a 90-day run. I speak to 5,000 people in a 90-day run. But that's me. I'm crazy. You don't have to do that. I'm full-time. I want to sign up 50 to 100 in the next 90 days. I've almost sponsored 200 people frontline in my business already. Right? I want to bring in massive amounts of people, and then I find the leaders and I work with the leaders. But in a group of 100 people, there's only one diamond. In a group of 100 people, generally speaking, there's one diamond. Do you know, in a room of 100 people, one of them is financially free. Only one. That's just the odds. That's the world we live in. 1% of people are absolutely exceptional on this planet. Just one. So if you speak to 100 people, it's going to take 100 to find one exceptional human being. So you can't sponsor 10, 20 people in your team and think that you're done. To find another Mpho, to find a Paula, to find an Oliver, to find a Lyndon Bienhoff, you're going to have to go through the numbers. You know, like digging for diamonds. You've got to go through all the dirt to find the diamond. But you've got to go through the dirt. You've got to sift. It's a sifting process. Does that make sense? Right? And if you stay emotionally detached, you don't care about a yes or no. You just know that if you speak to enough people, you will find the rubies, the emeralds, and the diamonds. They are there, but you've got to do the work. So you choose your number based on how much time you can commit. Now, here's what you have to do. You have to time block. What does that mean? You put it in your calendar like an appointment. So if I'm doing my calls, check here in my calendar, right, from 4 to 6, it's an appointment in my phone. It's in my phone. They're my calls. And I sit down during that time and I make phone calls. Nothing else. No one distracts me. The door's locked. If someone phones me, I put the phone down. I'm just making calls, right? So you got to find a place where you can focus with uninterrupted disturbance for that hour. 100% focus and hit your goal. Hit your 10 for the day, hit your 20, hit your 30, hit your 40, whatever your goal is per day. When it's done, it's done. And you need to do it every single day, right? If you want to take off Saturday and Sunday, that's up to you, right? I work every day on a 90-day run, every single day. It's 90 days of your life for the rest of your life financially free. You make the decision, right? No call longer than 3 minutes. Write that down. No call longer than 3 minutes. You're not on the phone to explain the business. Write down, never explain the business, ever. Videos do that for you. Your 3-way call upline does that for you. The webinar does that for you. Events do that for you. We are not in the convincing business. Please write that down. We are not in the convincing business. Period. This will be a really, really irritating business if you try to convince people to join. Trust me, you will hate this. But if you understand, it's simply about sharing information, you will love this. The easiest business in the world. You just got to pick up the phone, send information, schedule a call, follow up, right? Now that you guys have got the system, I'm going to give you some tips. People are going to say no. People are going to be rude. People are going to say, who the hell is this? No, I'm not interested. Guess what? Who cares what they say? Is their opinion of what you're doing worth your dream? Ask yourself that question right now. Is somebody else's opinion of what you're doing more important than your dream? Yes or no? Because what somebody else thinks of what I do, right, has got nothing to do with them. It's none of their business. Do I judge what they do? Do I judge their profession? So who are they to judge my profession? You see what I'm saying? You need to get into a place where you are 100% a believer in the company, the products, and the industry. If there's any doubt there whatsoever, you cannot do this. You need to first get into a position where you 100% believe in Jeunesse, the company, the products. If you don't have belief in those 3 areas, you cannot build this business. People pick up on your belief and on your energy, right? When you 100% believe in your heart that this is a business that can change people's lives, you will feel a responsibility to pick up the phone and talk to people. You won't even feel like you're going out there trying to sell anything. You'll feel like it's a mission because you know what you have could change someone's life. And you are not going to let someone's opinion stop you from going and changing our people's lives. Do you guys like that? So have an attitude to serve instead of an attitude to sell. Please write that down. Have an intention to serve, not to sell. And in brackets, write, how can I help you? And when you call people, that's exactly what you're doing. Hey, it's Franklin. I'm super excited. I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Listen, I don't have a long time to chat. I've joined an amazing company. I'm looking to help as many people as I can earn an extra income. Does that sound like something you would be interested in? Yes or no? I'm really busy. I've only got a couple minutes on this call. I've got many people to speak to. Would you like me to send you some information? If they say no, say have a great day. Who do you know that might be that interested? They say yes, which they will. If you say it exactly like I just said it, you 100% will have every single person on that call say to you, yes, send me some information. Okay? That's all. That's what it's about, guys. It's about posture. Saying no to the business, not you. When somebody says no, they're not saying no to Jeunesse. They're saying no just to the business. So don't take rejection personally. Understand that. When they say no, they're just saying it's not for them. They're not saying no to you as a person, right? Somebody says no, have rhino skin. Who cares? Next, right? I'm going for my dream. I want that Porsche 911 in the. I want that holiday in Switzerland. I want my family. I want to spend time with my family. Have that in front of you. You need to have your vision board. You need to remind yourself, read your mission statement every morning. Why are you picking up this phone for 30 minutes a day? Why are you picking up the phone for 4 hours a day? Why? If you don't know why, you're going to quit. You will quit. You will not last more than a few days. But if you know why, it will be easy to do this. You know, I know why I'm picking up the phone every single day. The question is, do you know your why? If you don't know your why, you cannot do it. Now remember, SW, SW, SW. Some will, some won't, so what? Write that down. Some will, some won't, so what? You know that if you speak to 300 people, 30 people are going to join your team. Who cares about the 270 no's? Who cares about them? Let them do whatever they want to do. You're looking for the 30. But to get the 30, you've got to speak to the 300. You've got to get 270 no's to get your 30 yeses. Are you willing to get the no's? If you knew that those no's and those yeses were equal, right? Who cares? They took the average diamond income, they divided it by all the phone calls they make. Guess what? They worked out that every phone call was worth over $500 US. Write that down. Imagine every call you made was worth 7,000 Rand. Would you care whether or not it was a yes or no? You wouldn't care. Whether they said yes or no, if you knew in the long run, your income divided by the calls you've made is equal to 7,000 Rand a call, would you care if the call was a yes or no? Would you care? You wouldn't care. So don't worry about yeses and no's. Please, guys, there's a book called Go for No by Ray Higdon on Amazon. Go and buy the book. Go for No by Ray Higdon on Amazon. Brilliant book. Okay, now the law of average always prevails. What I mean by that is for every 10 people you speak to, 1 will join your business if you're doing this right. So you know that if you speak to 300, 30 are in. It's really simple. And if you're not getting 10% into your team, then you haven't mastered the GoPro, right? So the law of averages, just know that if you speak to X amount will say yes, most will say no, that's fine. That's just the law of averages, right? Now, an accountability partner has been proven to improve your chance of success by over 1,000%. Write that down. 1,000% chance of achieving success more if you have an accountability partner. Who's that? Doesn't matter. Can be upline, downline, another team, anyone who is running with you. Somebody who's motivated, who will hold you accountable. It can be a friend, family member, I don't care. Get somebody who's going to hold you to your calls every day. They need to say, hey, did you do your calls today? Did you speak to your 30 people today? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very simple. You know, but if you don't have that, it's very difficult to keep yourself motivated. Only 1% of people can motivate themselves, according to research that people, some professionals have done. 1% of people can motivate themselves. 2% can do it with support. 97% you got to hold their hand the whole damn way. Scary, right? Check in on each other daily, help each other, 1 to 5 people per group max. So I wouldn't recommend more than sort of 5 of you. Create a WhatsApp group. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. Create a WhatsApp group with your accountability partner. It can be 1 person, it can be 2 people, it can be 3 or 4, max 5. Every day in the group, post how many calls you made. Only thing you post in the group is actionable steps. I don't want you to post in there, I visualized thing. I don't want you to post, you know, I thought about this. I wrote some notes. You know, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, how many people did you speak to and send the video? How many people did you invite to an event? How many people did you invite to a webinar? How many people did you meet for coffee and show the business? The only thing that makes you any money in this entire business is showing the business. Just write that down. Anything else doesn't pay you a cent. End of story, case closed. You show me how many meetings you have on a daily basis, how many phone calls you do on a daily basis, I know your income. Very simple. Action, action, action. That's all you want to put in that group, right? So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to think about creating some groups, but what I recommend is create your own groups for now, okay? So create your own groups for now, but I might come up with another idea to do something special for you guys. But for now, make sure that's first priority to create an accountability group with whoever you're going to run with. Write that down, say to action tonight after the call, I need to create a 90-day run group and I need to get an accountability partner. Whether they're in Jeunesse or not, doesn't matter. Preferably they're in Jeunesse because you can run with them, okay? Now, every Thursday are webinars. Now, I want to give you a strategy that can blow your business up. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on the phone, speaking to 30 people a day. If it's Monday or Tuesday, I would send the recording of a webinar, right? And schedule a follow-up call. If it's Wednesday or Thursday, I would send them the link to the live webinar. The reason is you've got to follow up within 48 hours. If you send somebody some information, you've got to speak to them within the next day or two at the most. Anything more than 48 hours, your chances of getting them into team are almost zero. So each exposure needs to be 24 to 48 hours. The average person to join your team takes 4 to 6 exposures. Write that down. That means that if I phone you and I say, hey, you know, I'm looking for people who want to earn an extra income. You know, are you open to having a look? Yes. Send them the video, schedule a call to chat to them tomorrow morning at 10. That's only one exposure. Next exposure, they might say, you know what, I really love the webinar, but I need to know how the compensation plan works. Great, I'm going to send you a video on the compensation plan. Can you chat tomorrow at 10 again? Yes, put the phone down. 2 exposures. Phone them again. Yeah, hey, it's Oliver. You watched the compensation plan. Do you understand it better now? Yes. You know, but I really would like to look at the packages. Okay, I'm gonna run over the packages with you. Do you have a second? When do you have a second to do that? Tomorrow night at 8. Phone them tomorrow at 8. Open my Jeunesse website. Click become a new member. Share my screen. Show them the packages. Maybe meet them for coffee. Show them the packages. You know, then they join. But if you don't follow up, you can never sign up anyone. No one's joining your business on the first phone call. You got to phone. You got to send the information. Follow up. Right? Follow up again and again. 4 to 6 exposures. Write that down to get someone into your team. Right? Now, if you read the GoPro book, it will teach you what to say when you follow up. If you read chapter 5 specifically, it will teach you what to say on your first call. I'm not going to go over that in detail. You need to read it in GoPro. Okay? That's why I said absolutely impossible to do this unless you've mastered GoPro, specifically chapter 5. Right? And if you're smart, take a pen and paper and write down everything in that chapter. Because when you write it, you own the information. Literally take a pen and paper and go write out all the scripts in chapter 5 GoPro. Write it out, you're going to master the invitation. Now, when you follow up with someone, right, tell them, ask them, what did you like best about what you saw? Very, very important. If you just say, what did you think? People are critical creatures. They will tell you what was wrong. If you say, what did you like best? You are going to control the conversation. Guys, you never want to be answering questions. You want to be asking questions. Write that down. The person who asks questions is in control. Write that down. Please write that down. If you are answering questions, you're doing it wrong. If somebody asks me a question, I send them a video. I never, ever explain. unless I'm 100% sure I know the information and I've mastered it, which most of you on the call are still learning. So you want to use the tools. And even the pros, even the diamonds, they still use the tools. It's still better to send a video than to explain information. I'm telling you, it's much better. Third-party validation, always better. Now, once they've watched a webinar or they've seen a recording of a webinar or they've looked at some information, get them on a 3-way call with your sponsor to get them in the business. Now, me and Neil are going to be doing 3-way calls every day, right? Usually between 10 a.m. and 12 South African time. Write that down. 10 a.m. to 12, Monday to Friday. Now, all you have to do to book a 3-way call is message us. The only requirement is the person has seen the videos, and then we're happy to do a 3-way call and help you to get them into your team. You should be doing that with your Sapphire upline. Don't use us if you've already got somebody who can help you, right? But if you have no one who can help you that can get them into your business, you message me or Neil, we will close them for you. You don't even need to do any of that work. You just get them onto a webinar and then get them on a call with us. Easy enough. We will literally take our time to help you build your business. But you've got to get them on a 3-way call with us, right? So the other thing is a live event. The best conversion is live events. So if somebody's watched a webinar, the next best step, if you can, is a live event. That's why I said Lyndon's tour coming up should be a huge priority for you guys. Anyone you get to Lyndon's event is joining your business. Anyone you get to Lyndon's event is joining your business. Now I'm going to play you guys a video because I want you to see how powerful Danien Feier is. This guy is only 31 and he's a multi-million dollar owner. Okay, I'm going to show you guys just how amazing this guy is. Okay, give me a second. Okay, you guys can see the screen. Just type yes if you can see the screen, please, in the chat box. Everyone just type yes. If somebody type yes for me, if you can see the screen, please. And I'm going to play the video now. And while it's playing, if you can just type yes, if you can hear it, okay?
It's insane if you look back at what happened. So obviously fast forward today. We're here in this incredible company, Jeunesse. We're at a point in time where I believe no money could have brought us here. For those of the industry...
Is it too soft, guys? Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stream this live for you quickly off. I'm going to stream this live for you quickly off YouTube. Just give me 1 second. I just want you guys to watch this. Just make sure your guys' volume's up on your computer, please.
And it doesn't matter how long it's going to take, we'll be here. This is just unbelievable. So still today, I can't really understand how not everyone is doing this. I really can't understand. I mean, I do understand it's probably good not everyone is doing this, because we need the next, breakthrough in transportation. I'm living in the future sometimes, sorry. So transportation, and we need those doctors, and we need the people that build those amazing buildings and all that stuff. But like for me, there's only one thing, and that's being a network marketing professional. I'm very, very proud to be in this profession. I'm very proud of you. You took the same decision. So when I started, I didn't even have enough money to buy a big product package. They told me I have to use the product. It's very, very important. Be a product of the product. But back then, 14 years ago, the only product I could afford was protein bars. So I bought 1 pack of protein bars, and every time I worked...
Gonna make it full screen for you guys.
Worked an entire full day, I rewarded myself with eating 1 protein bar. but I celebrated it. I cut it with fork and knife on my little desk. And I'm not even kidding. Like, it was an emotional experience. I remember a lemon chocolate. It's insane if you look back at what happened. So, obviously, fast forward today. We're here in this incredible company, Jeunesse. We're at a point in time where I believe no money could have brought us here. For those of the industry experts here sitting on the beautiful white seats, I mean, you understand what we have our hands on here. Some of us, we've been waiting for this for a decade. You could have, this is unbelievable. The fastest to $1 billion company, and you're right here today, able to bring this forward, to build your business on. When Scott Lewis is talking about becoming the #1 company in the world, I believe that. Honestly, I know that this is going to happen, and you know it too. It's kind of like insider information. So the only thing you got to do with that information is take it and run. And this really brings us to the topic of the 90-day run. See, you can be at the most amazing time, at the most amazing place, but if you do not run with that information, nothing is going to happen. Things are going to explode, but your business will not. And I know I might give you a little uncomfortable truth here. People say, oh, all you got to do is you have to stay. Well, that's true, but trust me, I've seen people be in network marketing for 38 years, still broke. So staying is not enough. You have to stay, but you have to run. You have to do something about it. I call this daily momentum business, which means you have to do something every single day. And see, the poor mindset would be like, oh, I really did a lot yesterday, so today I can take it more relaxed. I feel the run mindset is, because I did a lot yesterday, let me do even more today. And then let me do even more tomorrow. And let me create that compound effect. And that's really what's behind the 90-day run. See, the concept of 90-day run really is the following idea. I believe that we're all good enough. See, we always have these doubts of, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough, if I know the right people, if my invitation's good enough, if my presentation's good enough. Honestly, I don't think that's the problem. Because we get better as we go anyways. Try to do 100 bad presentations in a row. You can't. So don't worry about that part. What I feel is people are not successful because they're not good enough. They're just simply not successful because they're not doing enough of it. Right? So you have to do more. And also what we're doing here is not really hard. We're talking to people. We're using the products. We're sampling the products. We're showing the plan, or we show the plan. That's all we do. We talk to people. Hey, do you want to become a distributor or do you want to become a customer? And I love that new customer program. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing, right? I can see like thousands of customers joining Jeunesse. So that's all we do. You have to talk to people, be excited, use the product, share the product, make an invitation, and that's it. And if you don't know how to do it, get some support. Everything's right there. I think this business is not hard. What is hard is not getting distracted from the business. That is hard. Because life's hard. Life's getting in the way. And I know some of you, you've taken incredible sacrifices to be here. I know that, trust me. Because I've been at every single event, and sometimes it wasn't easy. And if you think, that you have a particular hard situation or story about whatever it is, unsupportive husband or wife, or a health situation, or a financial situation, or whatever, trust me, everybody has its own story. Everybody has his own story. So what you have to do is you have to focus on this business. This is the hard part. Whatever happens, focus on the business. And I can tell you, if you do something crazy, if you do something outrageous, if you were to be like, okay, you know what? Let me leave from lead, and let me take those next 90 days and just go nuts. Like, I'm talking insane amount of energy. What if you would do that? What would happen? Is it really possible to change your life in 90 days? See, that's the core question. Some of you, you're excited, you're like, yes, but your head's like, come on, 90 days? I've been in this business for 8 years. Now you're talking to me about 90 days? When I heard that, I was like, never. 90 days? Who are you trying to fool right here? 90 days is nothing, right? Here's what I realized doing a 90-day run. So that's the whole idea. Give it to you very straight. The rules are super simple. 100% all-out massive action, focus on talking to people. Income-producing activities only. That's it. Done. Period. No other rules. Like, I had two main lead questions. Lead questions. Oh, that's interesting. So I had them written down, okay? Question number 1, am I giving 100%? Like, and you need to remind yourself, because you'd be like, okay, 100%, and Monday, you'd be 100% by 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock, you're already a little chilly. And like, oh, 100%, I need to get back on, right? So, am I giving 100% is question number 1. Number 2 is, am I being productive right now? Because again, it just takes a second and you're scrolling on your Facebook and you didn't even realize it. So you have to watch that question, am I being productive? Whoa, and you snap back into the income-producing activity. Now what I said, for those full-time people in here, if you're full-time, I would say 90-day run is 16 hours of work. And I know I'm being super intense and crazy here, and this is not for everyone. I'm just sharing what I did, okay? 16 hours, 8 o'clock in the morning until midnight. That's the whole idea. Don't worry, just 90 days. I know I love you people talking about balance all the time, and you will be in balance after that, but trust me, building an empire, you're not in balance. It doesn't work, okay? So, and for those of you part-time, I would say it's 8 hours. So you go to your job, 8 hours, you come home, you kiss your wife, husband, partner, kids, dog, whoever's there, and then you're like, now I'm back at my second job, which is another 8 hours. And then you work this business. And you do not stop. And here's why I believe you can change your life in 90 days. First of all, I did it. Not once, twice. Twice. I'm talking about things like, I can't really give numbers because we're in the US, but 600% growth and stuff like that in 90 days. So how is this possible? I give you just this last piece of idea so you feel what I'm trying to say. Imagine you get up 8 o'clock in the morning, and here's what you do. Income-producing activities, which is talking to people. Okay, get ready, let's go. You call the first person, next person, next person, next person, another voice message, another one, a follow-up, set up a new meeting, talk to another person, another one, another one, another one. And at some point you're like, whew, this is tiring. And you be 100%, right? You're not sleeping, you're not sitting down. It's like being a pro athlete. At some point you're like 1:30 in the afternoon, you're like, dude, is this still day 1? Are you kidding me? That's the moment you realize 90 days is a freaking long time. And that's why anything is possible in 90 days. See, people always talk about a 16-hour day. What I found about 16-hour days, people talk about it, nobody has ever done it. And if you'll be the first one, trust me, it's insane the amount of compound that comes together. In one day, what can you do? You can send out 200 personalized voice messages. That's what we do in Europe. We all use WhatsApp all the time. You can use iMessage, whatever, right? You can make 100 phone calls if you wanted to. You can start conversation with a 3-digit number of type of people. Guess what? About 30, 40, 50 of them are going to have questions, and they want follow up, and they want to know more, and they want to join, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I even going to do that? So it's just wild. And one more piece of advice for those of you that want to just try it, you know. What I said to myself is this. When you start working, and you might know what I'm talking about, sometimes you have a thought. It's like an intuition. It's like, oh, I could call my old hairdresser that, yeah, that'd be good. He was a nice guy. But then immediately you rationalize your way out of it. And you're like, come on, I haven't seen him in 4 years. There's not really that good of a connection. It doesn't really make sense to call him. Here's the rule for the 90-day run at least. In the moment you have the thought, pursue it. Don't even think, should I? You're already dialing. And the good thing is you don't have to classify, oh, this one's more effective than this, so I'm going to do this. Trust me, you have enough time to do all of them. All right, just do everything, all of it. In the moment you think about it, do it. If you're already on a phone call, write it down. Like make that list of the stuff you can do. And if it's getting really late at night at 12 o'clock, you can't sleep because you're so excited, just go on your Facebook, look at the little green dots and see who's awake. At some point I realized there's always someone awake. It's amazing. I read in the DSA Code of Ethics that we are supposed to call people at a convenient time. I just say that to you, so don't just call someone up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but if you send them a text first and they're awake, I think that's a convenient time for them, right? All right, so this is really what it is. That's the whole concept of 90-day run. Don't get too freaked out about the structure and what you need to do and type of like, if you hear about things like pre-launch, launch, event and stuff, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the one question. Have you ever truly, ask yourself, given 100% pure focus for just a period of 90 days? And if the answer is no, it might be a good day to ask yourself why not. Because you can be, limping around through network marketing for the next 10 years, or you can be like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Today is my day. Today is my day. The rest of my life is going to start today. And for the next 90 days, I'm going to go insane. I'm going to work on this business as if I believe that I can achieve my dreams with it. And I think you deserve living your dreams. And my passion is to live my dreams and help other people to do the same thing. So I hope I could do this for you today. Thank you so much. Have a great day at Lead. Bye-bye.
Guys, how powerful was that? Right? Just type in the chat box if you thought that was powerful. Just type in the chat box. Just say, yeah, that was inspiring. That was amazing. I want to just hear what some of you guys think of that video, right? Now, that video is what inspired me to go for the 90-day run, right? Absolutely insane. Here's the video. I've just shared it in the chat for all of you. I would watch that video again, and I'd get yourself into a mindset where you say to yourself, I'm going to freaking kill this next 90 days. Because I can tell you guys now, you will be in the same place as you are now this time next year if you don't make a decision. It's that simple. It's really that simple. If you don't make a decision, you will be where you are or you won't be in Jeunesse, one of the two. And my question is, do you want to wait 5 years, 10 years to be a Ruby and earn $10,000 a month? Do you want to wait 5 years, 10 years to be an emerald or a diamond? Or do you want to get there in just 90 days from one 90-day effort? Or maybe 2. You might just have to do 2 or 3 and the next one will only have to be next year. Focus on your first 90-day run. I'll give you guys my schedule. I'm giving you my schedule here. You can take it. You can copy it. Obviously, some of you here have jobs, so you're going to do what Danien Feier said. You're going to come home and you're going to work your second job, right? Your first one is your job. Your second one, you're working on your dream. What's more important, working on your job or your dream? You've got to ask yourself that question. It's really up to you. If you're making 8 hours a day for your job, you're making your boss rich. You're sending him to Hawaii, not you. But if you come home and you make time for your Jeunesse business, you're making time for your dreams. It means cutting out TV. It means cutting out socializing. It means not going to dinner with that friend. Let me ask you, what's more important? 90 days, that's all I'm saying. Cut it out for 90 days, that's all. So what I do during a 90-day run, and I'm telling you, I've already started, right? I wake up at 6 in the morning, okay? I go to the gym. I run on the treadmill, I sweat, I sit in the steam room, I get myself done for the day physically. Exercise boosts serotonin levels in the brain. It's been proven to make you much happier. It gives you energy. After that, I have a healthy breakfast, right? I come home, and from 8 o'clock in the morning until 9 at night, I'm phoning the whole day. I will only meet someone face to face if I know that that meeting is going to basically be a guaranteed sign up. They've already seen the webinar. I've spoken to them on the phone first. I know they're very serious, because to drive somewhere and to drive back takes me 2-3 hours when I could have been on the phone for 3 hours and spoken to 100 people. Do you see what I mean, guys? But your first step is creating your list. You've got to get your list done. You've got to read and master GoPro. You've got to get the scripts. You need to know what you're saying on the phone, right? And you've got to have a goal of how many people you're speaking to a day. And you need your accountability partner in your group. You've got 4 things you need to first do before you can run. If you're not prepared, you're going to battle without armor. You're going to get killed. You're not going to make it. Make sense? Put the armor on and then go to school. If your armor is not ready, get it ready this week so you can start running on Monday next week, right? The longer you take to run, the worse. The sooner, the better, especially with Lyndon's event coming up, right? Lyndon's events, imagine you already had 20 people in your team when Lyndon gets here. 10 times more powerful than if you only have 1 or 2. So it's really up to you guys. I hope you're inspired. I hope you're motivated. I'm going to make myself available every day between 10 and 12 for 3-way calls. So will Neil. We're going to post on the group blitz calls available from 10 to 12. You have to have someone on the call. We're not going to do a call with you. It's with your prospect. Makes sense? We are here to help you build your business. Use your uplines for 3-way calls, right? Use this webinar this Thursday. You know, I've got minimum 5 people on a webinar every Thursday. It's a free opportunity for you to grow your business, right? You got Emerald Kerry Dean this Thursday. How many people are you going to have on the webinar? The person who has the most people on the webinar is going to make the most money. People who has the most people at the events is going to make the most money. It's all in the numbers. Guys, I hope this really helped, right? And remember, you don't need to spend 8 hours a day if you don't want to be a big income earner. If you just want an extra small income, even an hour a day is plenty, right? But for those of you who have big goals, big dreams, you know, like Damien said, work a second job. Work from 6 in the evening till 12 at night. Just 90 days. If you've got more time and you don't have a job, work 16 hours a day. It's only 90 days. Change the rest of your life with one huge effort. Thank you guys for watching. I've lost my voice. I will send this recording out to you guys. I really hope to see many of you on the stage in the near future, and promote Thursday's webinar. Get going. Remember, 10 to 12, Monday to Friday, I'm available for 3-way calls, right? Put people on calls with me. I will help you build your business. You've got an opportunity there. And then Thursday nights from 8 o'clock, right? Webinars every week, and then all these events. And again, have home events. Don't wait for an event. Have people over at your house. Quantity over quality. You don't need to have a hotel and a freaking, you know, beautiful place. Just show the business, guys. Show the business, right? And I'm gonna just quickly share in here some links that I send people. If you guys want, this is kind of like when I speak to someone by email. I'll just give you guys a quick little, you know, a little script that I use sometimes. You know, the business model is incredibly lucrative. You know, this is an example of an email I send to some people, right? I just put it in the thing, you know, and then you can also send people my webinar recording, which is, let me see, let me just get it for you, 2019 webinar. You guys can see this is the full webinar, which we just did about 2 weeks ago. You know, you can send people this webinar. It's very powerful. You know, it gives people an opportunity to understand the full business model. There's the webinar. That's the full webinar as well in the chat box over there, you know. And as long as people have watched the webinar, you know, get them on a 3-way call now with your upline, and that's the next step, you know, or to an event. So I'm going to open up now for questions. I'm going to stop the recording. Anyone who has questions, unmute yourself or type in the chat box. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll send the recording out soon.